All right, y'all. First and foremost, give all praise, honor, and glory to the Most High God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, and his son, Hamashiach. Some call Yahushua, Yeshua, Yahusha, Yashayah. We mostly know as Jesus Christ. Got a vid for y'all, man. I never thought I would see today, and we'll probably never see it again. Brother Ron Dalton actually got on a panel and was able to question Bishop Nathanyel of IUIC. Now, there is some internal beef there, and let me give you the beef first. Let me give you a little history, okay? When Brother Ron Dalton, or Pastor Ron Dalton, I don't know if he have any title or anything like that, but he made the book Hebrews to Negroes. But when he made the first one, he made the movie, he had an expectation, and he made this, not, it didn't take long for him to create this book and this documentary after coming into this thing, and had this expectation of the community, where he thought the community was just, like a lot of y'all that's watching may think the community is just this unified body, and that Israel is just going to support anything that's dealing with Israel. And that's not the case. Israel has cliques and camps and organizations that feud amongst each other, that don't deal with each other. And so, but he didn't know that. And so when he did the movie, he was expecting large camps like IUIC, ISUPK to at least just support the or GOCC, support the movie, support the book. And a lot of people have, not to say that, but it's a different branch. The one Western kind of that one West kind of branch of Israelism did not as much. I seen a few people go. I didn't go, and no one from my camp went. And it was because of some doctrinal things, I think, for the most part. A lot of brothers I seen from HOI that supported. I think Ron Shields may have supported Brother Divine Prospect. As far as I remember, there was some bruise there though. But I'm sure he feels like, and I'm just speculating, I'm sure he feels like, what, they didn't support it. They didn't air it on their channels. They have these big channels and all of these different channels. They didn't air it or show one of my commercials or anything for me to help me promote the movie. And so there was definitely some beef there. And keep that in mind when I'm telling you this. He still holds that grudge to this branch of Israelism. Also, he's Negro only. He's kind of a Negro only Israelite. And so, that's definitely against that one West branch of Israelism. There's a few more things I wanted to mention. But Ron Shields had been on this particular, not Ron Shields, but Ron Dalton had been on this platform a few times, giving his take on some things. I have clipped it, some of his interviews, dealing with the fact that he, some of the methodology that he's using to establish his points, it doesn't have real sources. And you're gonna see that this dude is gonna say that in part of this video. The host will say that, like, hey man, you need some sources because you're saying certain things that aren't really adding up. And it's just based on, oh well, it was these animals here and these animals aren't here, and he's saying, oh well, that can't be Israel. That Israel has to be here. But let me go ahead and get into this thing. But remember that beef. Remember the beef that I'm talking about, and we're gonna see it here.
I'm in Baltimore. When are you going to get a school here? I'm in the city.
Oh, wow. It's funny you said that.
Yes.
We have a school in Baltimore, but it's in a Jewish area. We wanted a big, nice school, so we bought one.
We wanted a big, nice school. It's in a Jewish area, so we bought one. All right, hold on to that. You wanted a big, nice school, and you bought it in a Jewish area, and we bought it.
The city is not giving us the what is it called? The permits to fix it up. Okay. It has been a year and a half, but we have a school in Baltimore. It's not open to the public as yet. So what we're trying to do, we're trying to move out of there. We're trying to dissolve the contracts there and go someplace else, because we wanted a nice community where the people could come and be safe.
We wanted a nice community where the people could come and be safe in this Jewish community. They can be safe there.
But the white people there, they have been holding us back. So that's the problem. I know. So I apologize for that, sis. I do apologize. What's your name?
Okay. Lakita, I sent you a request, everything. I watched the Bliss. Oh, yeah.
And Smart Christian recently made a challenge, saying like, show me where y'all have improved the neighborhoods, or show me, where you've located and made the place better because of your doctrines or your works within the community. And I know personally, I've seen, different branches of IUIC clean up parks, do community work, get involved in, like city board things and issues going on, like city council meetings and stop the violence things, situations and stuff like that, and speaking and giving, giving their solutions and suggestions on solutions and so forth. I have seen that, but I know that Smart Christian has made that challenge. But also, I felt it. I'm like, man, what is he really saying? Buying this thing in these neighborhoods that he was gonna feel safe among these little hats. I don't know why you feel safe among them if they the ones got you on as an anti-hate group. Why would you think you can move in there? But maybe he just speaking and don't know the whole logistics of everything. But I'm sure he does. I'm sure But anyway.
All praise,
yes.
All praise,
yes.
Lakita. Thank you. Write her name down, Lakita, from Baltimore. Write that name down.
Thank you for joining us, Sister Lakita.
Okay. All right. Thank you.
Did you enjoy the live tonight? No. Did you enjoy the live with the bishop?
Ain't nobody studying that live, man. Did you enjoy my live? No, man. She called for Bishop.
Yes, I'm watching it now. Okay. Yes.
Thank you. Let's bring in someone else. Ron, I think Ron is here.
Look how he hit them glasses up. See the facial, the y'all gotta watch watch the sign, watch the body language. Let me see if I can zoom in a little bit. Woo! Oh man.
Okay.
Yes.
Thank you. Let's bring
watch his body language.
Ron, I think Ron is here. Ron, welcome.
And I'm telling you, this why he didn't say Ron Dalton. Why he just saying Ron? Like I feel like the host was in on this a little bit, man. This ain't no. Yeah, he know what Ron coming in to do.
Ron, welcome.
He had to drink the tea on that thing, man. Like, oh my good, here we go. And he's gonna confirm this. He's gonna confirm his initial feelings soon as he seen him pop in. But I'm telling y'all, I haven't seen anybody really get up to challenge Bishop Nathanyel since he was out there teaching. And I'm talking about, maybe about 10 years ago, I seen in New York. I want to say it was some GMS brothers that ran up on him and was talking about the name. I think it was a very popular video at the time. But we used to, man. Israel used to do that, man, and that's initially what got IUIC in the mode that they're in, because people used to run up on camps all the time. They used to run up on camp. It used to be camp on camp. Like, nah, you ain't teaching the people. You finna take this challenge. Now y'all out here teaching. We finna run up and take this challenge. And it's not like that so much no more now. But it may get that way. It's looking like it may rile back up that way.
Welcome.
How are you, Ron?
Good. I'm good.
Look, Bishop ain't greet him. You know what I'm saying? Bishop, hey, man, what's your name? Nah. What do you want?
You're not sounding great there. But anyway, give us your thoughts. Give us what you have. Ron, you're in. Go ahead. Okay, I don't know what's happening with Ron.
All right, get the next one then. Get the next one.
Get him out of here then. Yeah, get him out of here. Hold on, y'all. That's why I got that in here. It was some technical difficulties
Ron, you're
at
in.
first.
Go ahead. Okay, I don't know what's happening with Ron.
All right, get the next one then. Get the next one.
Okay.
Get the next one then. He stays on though. They finally get it together.
Here's a question. IUIC teaches that the white man is Esau. So that means,
and Ron Dalton explained that something happened with his mouth. Something happened just orally, where he had to relearn how to talk and all and so forth. So you see that him squinting and all of that, that's some issue happened medically that makes him have to do that, and he had to relearn kind of how to speak and so forth. I heard him say that on another channel.
that any white race of people are the Edomites. And we know that they believe that the Asians or the Chinese are, I believe, Ammon and Moab. Is that correct, Bishop?
Yep.
And he trying to put him in a trick bag. He had him admit that Ammon, Moab, Chinese, Asians, Japanese, and then Edomite is all white people. And we gotta just think about what we're saying with that. All white people are Edomites, but all black people or people of color, aren't Hamites or aren't one particular group of one particular nation. It's many nations of color. So to say that all white people are from this particular nation, especially because Edom is just a nation. It ain't, it's a nation started from it's Esau's descendants. But just like Israel, just like Jacob, coming from Yaakov, there are other Shemites. There are many other Shemitic tribes or nations.
Okay, so if the white race are the Edomites, and you said on Donato's channel that all Africans are Israelites except for the Nilots, we know that
all Africans are Israelites except for the Nilotic people. He's saying that Bishop teaches. And the Nilotic people are like the Sudanese, South Sudan, the dark races, kind of real dark and they real tall. herders, and they actually going through a famine. They actually been going through a famine. I want to say over the last decade, but it's gotten very bad now.
12 tribes chart tells us that all Latinos, Hispanics, and Native Americans and Negroes are Israelites, and the white man is an Edomite. So basically, the whole North America, Central America, South America, they are all the descendants of Abraham. When talking about the white man, if the white man is Esau, and the Latinos, Hispanics, Native Americans, and Negroes in the Americas are the Israelites, then they are all the descendants of Abraham, correct?
No.
How so?
You're trying to say that everybody in North, Central, and South America is an Israelite. That's wrong.
That's not what he's trying to say. It's an art to listening. He's saying that they're Hebrews, that they're Abraham's seed. If that's what you're saying, if you're saying Esau is a Hebrew, and you're saying the Native Americans and the so-called Negroes here in the Hispanics, in North America, that's who's here. All of them are Hebrews. Not that all of them are Israelites, but all of them are Abraham's seed. Is what he's trying to get you to lock in on.
Because anyone that whose father...
That's not what I asked you.
Hold on, Ron. Allow Bishop Nathanyel to respond.
Anybody whose father is Caucasian, like many of the Latinos are mixed with black, white, and indigenous. So anyone who comes from Esau's so-called Caucasians, those are not Israelites, whose fathers are Edomites. The native indigenous people and the blacks, those are Israelites. So if your father comes from that, then you are an Israelite. And this is why Christ said, let the wheat and the tares grow together. And at the end, let the angels separate them one from another. Because we can't go so much off of looks. We go so much off the spirit. And at the end, the angels are going to deal.
And that sounds like a GMS quote. We go off the spirit. And Eminem was black because ain't no way he could be rapping like that. And I'm not saying that's what Bishop's saying. I'm saying that's what I know GMS, some of GMS teaching. Like if he got a little soul to him, like White Chocolate when he played basketball, and who else, man? If he got a little black culture to him, it seemed like, he may be an Israelite in the spirit, through the spirit. You can see him that he got a little, little Israelite swag to him. Like what's that? Jokic, Luka. You see how they can play basketball and dribble and make passes? Like, yeah, man, they Israelites.
Whoever's not Israel, the angels are going to separate them. Whoever is Israel, the angels will gather them in.
Okay, I don't think you understand.
And even with that statement, it's almost we don't know. You just gotta, cry aloud, try to teach these people, and if it sticks to them, hey, you're an Israelite.
What I'm saying, the Caucasians in the Americas, the Latinos, Native Americans, Hispanics, and the Negroes, they are all the descendants of Abraham. If you're saying that the white men are the Edomites and the Negroes, Hispanics, Latin Americans, and Native American Indians are Israelites, then yes, all these groups of people I just mentioned would be considered the descendants of Abraham, and thus technically they are Hebrews. Yes?
I'm listening. Go with what is your question? What is your question?
My pace is running out, but I ain't finna let you lock me down into no answer.
Now that we established that, even though you didn't answer the question, who are the descendants of Gomer, Magog, Meshach, Tubal, Togarmah, that are listed in Ezekiel 38 prophecy, which states in the future in the latter days that these nations, along with the descendants of Persia and Cush and Put, are going to leave their land, and they're going to come to the land of unwalled villages, a land where people are dwelling without bars nor gates, dwelling in peace, rest, and safety. And it says in the future Ezekiel 38 prophecy that these Japhetic nations are going to have an evil thought, an evil scheme, an evil plan, an evil agenda against who? The Israelites and the land, because it says in Ezekiel 38 that they are going to come with the intent to steal, to plunder, to loot, and to prey upon the people, meaning the Israelites, their land, and all that is within it, like silver, gold, livestock. Obviously, arable land is something that is a raw material. You can use that to farm. So shouldn't we or you teach who are the descendants today of Jacob's sons, Gomer, Magog, Meshach, Tubal, and the son of Gomer, Togarmah? Who are they today, Bishop?
Now understand that Bishop has already established that Esau or Edom is all the white nations. So now he's asking, well, there's this prophecy of, end time prophecy about Gog and Magog and these Japhetic nations coming up to destroy the city of unwalled city, the city of peace, city basically that don't need walls, because of the peace that it has there. And I think he gleaned from Ezekiel 38. I think he's gonna say it, but we'll let it play. I just wanted to make sure we understand what he's saying. You said that's how he done set you up, Bishop. He lined you up with, you said that Edom is all white nations, and if you're saying that Edom is all the white nations, then you're saying all white people are Hebrews, are from Abraham. They're Hebrews, and they're not Israelites. They're Hebrews. And now he's asking you, well, if they Hebrews, then who is this at end times that's coming up against the Israelites when they're in peace with the Messiah?
Okay, Ron, let's allow Bishop Nathanyel to answer now. We'll keep you in the back end, and we'll allow other people to come in. Bishop, did you get the question?
Yep, I got it. It has nothing to do with the topic. Like I knew he would come up with some confusion. But anyway, give me Revelation 20:7. It has nothing to do with Kenya.
Keep it respectful. Let's keep it respectful, Bishop Nathanyel. Let's keep it respectful. Works both ways.
Revelation 20:7.
The book of Revelation, chapter 20 and verse 7. And when the 1,000 years are expired.
So this is after the kingdom, 1,000 years after the kingdom is set up.
Satan shall be loosed out.
And that was very, very, very shocking to me too, because I've seen IUIC and they was teaching that the millennial reign happened during the dark ages or something like that. But they may have changed here. So he's saying after the 1,000 years, after the millennial reign, which is Revelation 20. So he has to believe in a millennial reign. I've never seen him teach that, but I don't watch them all the time, man. So this may be something that has been established. I used to watch them a lot though when I was first coming in.
Of his prison.
Satan shall be loosed out of his kingdom.
And shall go
out of his what?
Out of his prison.
Out of his prison, excuse me. Go ahead.
And shall go out to deceive the nations which are in the four quarters of the earth.
Right.
Gog and Magog, to gather them together to battle, the number of whom is as the sand of the sea.
Right. So now let's find out who that is. Give me Isaiah 24. So this Satan that it's talking about, it's not just a spiritual Satan. It's talking about the white man. Okay. Isaiah.
All right. So now he's trying to establish that Satan is the white man that's being unleashed in the prison after the millennial reign.
24 and 22, it says the same thing.
Isaiah chapter 24 and verse 22. And they shall be gathered together as prisoners are gathered in the pit.
So these prisoners gathered in the pit are the same ones in Revelation 20:7. Satan and his minions, which goes with Esau and his allies. Go ahead.
And shall be shut up in the prison.
And they're going to be shut up in the prison. Where's this at? The Caucasus Mountains, Scythia, that whole region up there. Go ahead.
And after.
And so now he's saying this is in the Caucasus Mountains. I don't know where he's establishing that, but I'm not mad at the verse he's pulling. It kind of lines up, but I don't know where he's putting that. It's in the Caucasus Mountains.
For many days shall they be visited.
When it says after many days they shall be visited, they shall be loosed. So these Europeans.
In that visited, I don't think that's they're gonna be let loose. I think that's gonna be judgment. I think they're gonna be in prison and then they're gonna face their judgment. From what I've gleaned from that verse, but I'm still not mad at the verse. I'm not mad at it.
Europeans, even those Europeans that are mixed race with other races, with Japhet, that's what it's going into. Okay, and I said I don't see what it has to do with what we're talking about, but that's the answer.
Okay,
even
Ron.
the mixed race.
He didn't give an answer. He just said Europeans, Caucasians, white people. According to their teachings, they are all Edomites.
Okay, yep. your parting shot, Ron.
So Ron was asking who were these Japhetic people, Gog, Magog. You just said that the white people were Edomites. So now, if Gog and Magog are here that's fighting, and you went to Revelations 20, which it does talk about a war with Gog and Magog, but you made Gog and Magog white people, when the white people are really the Edomites, according to your understanding and what you've already established with you didn't answer. But no, you did answer that, all the white people are Edomites. But now again, when it talks about, this Gog and Magog coming up at end times, you're saying those are white people too. So now you done made the Edomites white, and you done made all the Japhetic tribes white. And you kind of fell on your sword with that.
Okay, European.
In my opinion, but I'm nothing, man. I'm just a bomb Israelite, man.
And Caucasians.
Y'all will see why I said that in a minute.
Asians are Edomites, correct?
Yep.
So how did you explain to us who are the descendants today of Japhet's sons, Gomer, Magog, Meshach, Tubal, and Togarmah? You did not explain that.
A lot of those, yes, I can explain it.
Okay.
He didn't say you can't explain it. He's saying you didn't explain it. That was my question that I asked you. But you didn't explain who them Japhetic people are today. You already told me Edom is the white man. And now I put in a place where the Japhetic tribe is trying to say that they have their place and they finna go to war. And you saying that's the white man too.
You get history books, it shows that those are many of the Polynesians, the Hawaiians, many of them of Thailand, a lot of them, that's them.
And now he's saying that the Japhetic people are the Polynesians, the Hawaiians, and Thailand. And he has books to show this. The Samoans gonna come up against his. Oh man. Those Samoans, man, they're peaceful people, but you get in there, you get up going up against them. They do that little call, and they start making them faces and stuff. But come on, y'all. And I'm gonna tell you too, GOCC teaches that the Hawaiians and the Polynesians, that they're actually they're one of them tribes. They Israelites. There is a because I know it. I had printed out some flyers and I put that on the back of the flyer. That's a 12 tribe chart that I use, not really reading it. It's just like trying to do something real quick. And I put that chart on the back, and then one of the brothers was looking like, man, is the Hawaiians, Polynesians, are they Israelites? And I'm like, I don't know. I never paid attention to it. I just put the chart up there. But yeah, there is a chart. I think it is GOCC where that chart comes from, where they have that. But now he's saying that these are the Japhites. And this is what I'm telling y'all, man. And I know it's hard for y'all to eat. I know it, but the text is written for that particular area. It wasn't having, the people in the North Pole. How you gonna tell people in the North Pole not to eat whale, not to eat seal? Can't tell them that. All they eat is meat. That's the only thing they can eat up there. It's written for those nations that is in there. It's telling you the 10 nations and the nations surrounded. It shows you where Ham, Shem, and Japheth. That's the four corners of the earth for them. That's what all they knew. Yes, the Lord knew everything else out there, but that's all they knew. And that's all they were dealing with. It's those surrounding nations. I can't, and that's just me. I can't say they knew about America and like I said, the Lord knew, but those people didn't know. I don't think the text is written for that. All they knew was the four corners of the earth, and it was these nations that we were scattered to, and we see the nations that we were scattered to in the text. But that's how I look at that.
When you look at the archaeology,
Hold on. Bishop, hold on. Ron, hold on, Bishop, hold on. Ron.
Many of them of Thailand, a lot of them, that's them. Because when you look at the archaeology, they are brown skin.
Hold on. Bishop, hold on. Ron.
And I want to see that. Where the archaeology at that shows that? Where the books?
Ron, hold on, Bishop, hold on. Ron, I want you to say your parting shot, and then we'll take you out, and then we'll allow other people to come in. I don't want it to be a debate now. It's maybe something we can set up, but your parting shot, and then we'll allow Bishop Nathanyel, and then we'll take you out. We'll allow Bishop Nathanyel to respond. Go ahead.
So again,
it stopped again. Give it a second, y'all.
When you look at his books, it shows you he has many ancient archaeology of Gomer, many of them, and you can see that they're brown complexion with wavy hair. These are many of your Polynesians, some of them, Hawaiians, some of them, not all of them, but some of them. That is Japheth's sons.
And see, and I don't think you understand what ditch you digging. If you're taking that route, you're going to have to explain how these people got from Macedonia, Japhetic's land right there that he was given. How these folks got from Philippi and Macedonia and all these nations around there. And then how did they get to Hawaii? How did they get there?
That's them.
Okay, Ron. Thank you very much.
When did they leave?
So the problem, this is the last thing I want to say. Bishop Nathanyel and IUIC, they did videos in the Pacific Islands, like Papua New Guinea and Fiji and other islands, saying that you guys are the Israelites.
Then it says you was out there you saying these folks are Japhetic, but you was just out there telling them folks they were Israelites. Because, y'all going to the four corners of the earth, of what y'all know the four corners of the earth is today. And you know, that's what you should be doing. But you trying to say that these folks are this and these folks are that, you kind of putting yourself in the bad. Now he's saying you were just there teaching them. You were just there, these same Pacific Islands that you telling these folks that you just told him are Japhetic people, and they have the archaeology and all, you seen all these books. Why in the world did you go there? And if you went there, why don't you go to the Nilotic people? But you said all of them are not Israelites, are Ham. Like I'm speaking in absolutes, like all of them are Ham. So we don't go to the Nilotic people because none of them can be, but all the rest of Africa can be Israelites.
So how can these black people
and how in the world we didn't just, man, if all of us is how in the world did we get conquered? If all of Africa is doing, it could be how in the world did we get conquered? How in the world didn't we fight these Romans, man? Like this stuff don't be adding up, man. And that's why he went here first. And basically he going after the chart. And that same thing happened with Captain Tazaryak. We got to talk about that. Captain Tazaryak in Lamont Hill. He did the same thing. He attacked that chart onto Captain Tazaryak. He was like, "Oh well, you know, you got to watch one of our videos 4 hours long to try to get all that stuff. Why you just can't tell me? Just give me a summary. How are you saying all of these people, you know, that came from the same place? How are you saying all these people are this tribe, this tribe, this tribe, this tribe?"
You guys are going into these islands claiming you're teaching them that they're the Israelites. How can they be the descendants of Japheth, Gomer, Magog, Meshach, and Tubal? When I just seen the video the other day, you were in Papua New Guinea teaching that these black Pacific Islanders are the Israelites. So
that's
what
right.
is it, Bishop?
Okay, let's explain it.
Okay,
let's go to Isaiah 11:11. Let me explain it.
Ron.
The book of Isaiah. Chapter 11.
Hold on, brother. Hold on. Ron, we're taking you out now. We need to finish this one off. We'll make some time for a debate. Okay.
Yeah,
Bishop Nathanyel wants to explain. No.
Bishop.
If you ain't
Ron,
got scriptures, there's no debate. I got
Don't run, Bishop. Do not run. I'm here.
Bishop, no. Ron, I'm the one running. Here. Bishop, can I mediate?
For an audience because he ain't got one.
He's not ready. He's not ready.
Hold on. Run.
Bishop with that laugh, man.
Bishop Nathanyel, I don't want it to be a sparring debate. I don't want it to be a sparring debate.
Like I told you what Negroes do.
No, Bishop Nathanyel. Bishop Nathanyel.
Of a crab in a barrel.
Bishop.
Now he's an excellent example of a crabs in a barrel. And see, why would you go to the ad hominems? And that's how you know you off your square. Once you go to the ad hominems, you off your square, sir. You off your square. That's a sign. That's a clear example that man that got you off your square with questions. All he did was ask you questions. Why are you in your feelings? Why is he a crab in the barrel for asking you questions? Because you feel like the questions are trying to pull you down. You feel like he's trying to pull down your organization with his questions. And nobody's going to leave IUIC. Nobody's going to leave Nature Boy. He still got people calling him. Brother Polite probably going to be out in a few years. No, but he'd be right back doing videos and kicking the bobo and ripping y'all off. Just like nobody left the New Wabians. Everybody's still in the NOI. You know, it's stagnant, but people are still there. So, you know, ain't nobody gonna leave straightway. It's like, you know, few people will leave, but straightway gonna be straightway. It don't matter, man. It's a cult. It's a cult following. And brother done got off his square, and I seen brother say, "Hey man, he's the smartest man in the world right now." They calling themselves prophets, and they ask you 2 questions and got you off your square with now you calling this man a crab in a bucket.
An example.
Bishop, let's keep it respectful, please.
And I'm gonna tell you another thing. I'm like, man, that joker talk so much, man. But that whole situation with Kyrie, that came because of Ron Dalton's book. And y'all jumped on that cloud train and went out there, surrounded Brooklyn, the Brooklyn Stadium, you know, trying to get your moment. Did y'all mention Ron Dalton? Did y'all mention y'all brother Ron Dalton and his book and how, you know, Kyrie was just sharing his book and his information? Do you salute Ron Dalton? I ain't saying you didn't. I'm just wondering. Because now you see here calling the brother a crab and you done went to the ad hominems. And like I say, that's a clear sign.
Let's not call each other Negroes. Ron, I'm going to take you out now. We'll allow Bishop Nathanyel.
And the brother's sitting here telling, the host telling, hey, man, let's not call each other Negro. Don't call each other names. You getting out of character. You a bishop.
To answer, I don't want it to be a debate for now. We were just catching up on what's happening with IUIC. We will set up something if we agree on each side. Now I'm feeling like Don King trying to put together a fight here. And I do not want it to get to that. Because we are here to uplift the nation. Right? We are here to uplift the nation. Go ahead, Bishop.
Hey, I would have sat down with Ron, but the way he's coming, I don't like the spirit. So now I'm saying I won't sit down with him. But I am going to answer his question in Isaiah 11 and 11. Let's read that.
Isaiah chapter 11 and verse 11. And it shall come to pass in that day that the Lord shall set his hand again the second time to recover thee. Y'all
hit the comments, man. Was his spirit off? Do y'all feel his spirit was off? And I'm gonna tell y'all, he been drooling to ask Bishop Nathanyel these questions. And my thing with Ron Dalton, I felt like you'll never get this moment again. Why ask? You should have went to some more quick hitters. You should have went to more quick hitters, more jabs. It takes too long to build that. Even though you were making some points, it just takes too long to build that up. And also with that, you got to have an answer also. You can't just, you can make sense to say, hey, man, you don't know what you're talking about, but it's only halfway. The other part of it is that you have to say what the answer is. And if you're going to say the answer is Israel is in South Africa, or the Israelites are really the Bantus, and you're going to sound just as crazy as him. You're going to sound it's going to be just as complicated, and people are going to be questioning you on it. And maybe y'all could have a debate on that. Is Israel, well, no, I don't want to see it. I don't think that'll be a good look for you. You may think it is, but it's not.
Remnant of his people, which shall be left from Assyria.
That's the areas of Turkey. Go ahead.
And from Egypt. And from Pathros.
Sudan.
And from Cush.
Ethiopia.
And from Elam.
East India, Iran.
And from Shinar.
Iraq.
And from Hamath.
Syria.
And from the islands of the...
Now look what it said.
Now I'm saying I won't sit down with him. But I am going to answer
Watch what he
question
said.
in Isaiah 11 and 11. Let's read that.
Because he's trying to explain why we went to them Japhetic people.
Isaiah chapter 11 and verse 11. And it shall come to pass in that day that the Lord shall set his hand again the second time to recover the remnant of his people, which shall be left from Assyria.
That's the areas of Turkey. Go ahead.
And from Egypt. And from Pathros.
Sudan.
And from...
Now, if Pathros is Sudan, you just said that the Nilotic people are not Israelites. And so if you go to these other places, why ain't you going to Sudan? Why are you saying all the Nilotic people are not Israelites? How do you know that? And then you're just reading that Israelites were scattered there. According to you saying Pathros is Sudan, I had to look into that, but just according to what you just said, Pathros is Sudan.
Cush,
Ethiopia,
and from Elam,
East India, Iran,
and from Shinar,
Iraq,
and from Hamath,
Syria,
and from the islands of the sea.
And also, I was talking about the four corners. He's reading out the nations where we were scattered to. In the text, you scattered to the four corners. He's reading the nations. He's reading the corners. He's reading the. Where we were scattered. You see, that's what I'm saying. I don't see Alaska or even Japan and Tokyo. Alexander the Greek didn't even conquer those places. I don't think he even reached that far. And they got their own history. Got 5,000 years worth of history. All these different dynasties, Ming Dynasty. And, how they were killing themselves. Genghis Khan going crazy. The Great Wall. Look into when the Great Wall was built. It was started close to biblical times. You saying they Moabites? They right next to Israel? They right next door to Israel? Some Asians? But who over here building this wall?
Islands of the sea, they are Israelites there. Is everybody an Israelite? No.
You to talk to
I didn't
Bishop
like his
Nathanyel.
spirit. If he
No,
came
that's
humble
fine.
and speak right, I would have did all right. But
No, it's fine.
He's coming black.
Okay.
He's coming
No,
black.
it's fine.
I ain't like his spirit. He would have came humble. Now he's coming black. He's coming black. He's coming like a nigga.
Bishop will settle it out on the side. Don King will make Mayweather and Pacquiao Part 2 happen again. And we'll debate this calm spirit of the Lord. Right, Ron?
Yeah, I'm ready to debate when you are. I'm not running.
Okay, but we need to keep it to the topic. Okay,
I
so
teach.
Okay, so we'll need to keep it to the topic. If we agree on a topic, we'll stick to the topic. You bring your.
See, that picking up of the cup is that's some body language. I forget the term that I'm trying to find for that, but it's showing some anxiousness and some, I don't want to say nervousness, but that steady picking up that cup that's a characteristic that y'all put in the comments what I'm trying to say.
Your thoughts on whatever topic we have. Bishop Nathanyel, if he agrees, he will bring his own thoughts. We'll take it back to the scriptures, Ron. As I always say, give us references. As I always say, give us references.
I got it.
And that's the thing about Ron. Ron don't be giving no references, man. Ron be said this, it's just he trying to make like it's just common sense. I get it, but if you gotta bring some references. Can't just be saying stuff. I know he got caught up with that bear. I had did a video on that where he was talking about, well, this can't be Israel because they didn't have no lions or something like that. He was saying, and then that same brother that's hosting said, "Hey man, well, Africa don't have bears." And he was like, well, that probably the bears ain't in there, man. The white man probably took that out." I was like, bro, come on, man.
I got it all day long.
Cool. Thank you very much.
And I don't know. It's hard to read him because I know he had that issue with his mouth. It's hard to read Ron. Ron a little monotone. I ain't never seen him raise his voice. He's kind of mono.
Thank you for coming through. Guys, I think we're about to wrap.
But I do think he's, he do want that smoke with with the bishop.
It up now.
Wait. I will say this.
Okay.
When I debate someone, I want to see that they've accomplished something. I want to see that you have a substantial following.
No excuses. Stop running.
Be quiet.
Stop running.
Be quiet. Let's be quiet and listen. I don't debate, I teach. So when you teach something, you stand on what you're teaching, right? And that means you have followers, you've established something, and people, you have congregations. So I want to see that. Like John Henry Clark says, everybody else I teach.
Did John Henry Clark have ministries? But anyway, John Henry Clark is pseudo. Dr. Ben Yakanan, he was a pseudo too. They did the best they could in the times, but they were pseudos. But John Henry Clark did make this message in this debate. I remember, and y'all willing, I have these videos saved. I got one with Dr. Ben that's saved, and him going debating Lil Hat, and saying that I'm just as an Israelite as you are. But then he made some mistakes and end up having to go back and stuff. But we gonna watch it.
Other than that, you just listen.
Yeah,
that's our standpoint at IUIC. If you don't believe Ron, bye. Just do your thing, my man, my brother. Do your thing.
And I wish that was the case. I don't think that's the case. The way I see Gadaliah going back and forth, and that's probably who you should have had up here. I don't think Bishop should be answering the calls and so forth now. I think it should only be on his channel, so things like this don't happen. But who am I? This is a bomb Israelite. But they do. Israel want that smoke. IUIC want that smoke. That's why they outside of the churches. That's why they putting up the debates between people on the streets, whether it be Christian scholars or whether it be or just apologists rather. But they pick and choose, in my opinion. They pick and choose, and they ain't gonna debate no Israelites. I've heard that come out also.
Listen, I want all the smoke.
You got the cup again
From you. I want it all. So bring it, and I can handle you easily.
I don't even want to talk to you, man. And I don't think Ron get it. Bro, he don't mess with you like that. I ain't finna talk to you. I'm not finna give you no debate. Who are you? Bum? Crap? The only reason I'm being hospitable to you is because we online live. I can't get out of character too much.
I want all the smoke from you. I want it all. So bring it, and I can handle you easily. I can handle you easily.
Okay.
No, you don't have the truth.
Okay.
If you have the truth, stop being scared and debate.
Okay, Ron, hold on.
If you guys have the truth, debate me.
Hold on.
We get a lot of bum Israelites that want to talk to me. I
get a lot of bum Israelites like you that want to talk to me, man.
I want to talk to bum Israelites.
I don't want to talk to you. I don't want to talk to you bum Israelites, man. Bums?
Bum Israelites that want to talk to me. I don't want to talk to bum Israelites. I don't.
Okay. Ron, see you.
Got a cup again. There ain't nothing in that cup. There's absolutely nothing in that cup, y'all. There's nothing in that cup.
Cheers. Bye.
Like I said, you got a lot of Israelites who have nothing. They've accomplished very little, but they want to talk to me. I don't want to talk to anybody. My job is just to teach, to preach, and keep it moving. If you believe, come on. If you don't believe, bye, Negro, bye. That has always been my standpoint. Christ didn't sit around and debate with the scribes and Pharisees. They questioned him, he answered, and he kept it moving. That's what I do. So you want to smoke, get to smoke somewhere else, because I don't want to talk to black people like that.
I want to talk to you niggas. That's what he wanted to say.
I had some other words, but
you got the cup again. You put the cup back down. I said it's like a nervous tick to grab that cup. He got you off your square. But
talk to them. Read.
Who by the mouth of thy servant David has said, why did the heathen rage and the people imagine vain things? The kings of the earth stood up and the rulers were gathered together against the Lord and against.
Look at FOPE. They also are Negro only Israelites. They And they embrace Ron Dalton a little bit. They kind of kick the bobo with him a little bit. They don't let him on the platform.
For of a truth against thy holy child Jesus, whom thou hast anointed.
Watch this.
Both Herod,
white man,
and Pontius Pilate,
white man,
with the Gentiles.
Now you had Israelites in that group, the Gentiles there, and you had wicked, literal Gentiles. Go ahead.
And the people of Israel.
Now, and the people of Israel, those are your scribes and Pharisees,
were gathered together.
And then they saying, where's Ron's congregation? I see one of those. Where's Ron's congregation? Everybody who bought his book. Ron has a massive congregation. He really has a massive congregation. They actually got an Israelite school, university. It's an Israelite university just giving out doctorate degrees. I'm gonna call it what it is. It's one of them diploma mills. But people are going in there getting their doctorate degree, doctorate in Israelism, and all of Ron Dalton's books is in the curriculum. So you want to know where his ministry is? Look at his Amazon sales.
They all came together.
That was a massive books. And I know people who I deal with all forms of doctrine. I deal with all forms of doctrines. Even in my my embroidery and printing business, I done made all kinds of shirts for all kinds of different doctrines. And I've heard Ron Dalton's come up a lot. Ron Dalton at Teo Ministries, they got like 80,000 subscribers. Dante Fortson also got over 100,000 subscribers, something like that. I don't know. What's that other brother name? I forget his name. It's another brother though that has a massive following. A lot of Israelism, the One West has become like the Orthodox. We may be 20% of Israelism that's going on, especially Black Hebrew Israelism or people of color Israelism. I think we're about 20%, that One West branch. Now, if all you watching is IUIC, then you gonna think y'all don't. No, man, there's people out here, there's Israelites out here. What's that? Deborah and her husband. And I don't know their husband's name, but they got a massive following also. So you gotta be careful with that, man. I know we stay in our loop, and that algorithm will keep you in that same little loop, but it's bigger than One West camps.
Together against the true teachers of Christ. So likewise, in these last days, you got people in Kenya, you have people in France, and you got people in South Africa and people in America who have joined with the white man and said, we must bring down the true teachers of Christ. Nobody's going to bring us down. Understand that. I want all your viewers to understand. None of you out there are going to bring down the sons of God, the prophets of God, the teachers and preachers of IUIC. None of you got that power. None of you. I just want you to understand that. You can take that, put that in your pipe and smoke that. The hell is this?
Okay.
See him pick that cup up again? And the laugh. He ain't laughing. He can't be laughing and be nervous at the same time. Body language.
Easy, Bishop. Okay. Bishop, here's a question.
And you see the brother ain't laughing. Because what he's saying is offensive. He knows that what you're saying is offensive.
For you from me.
Yes.
There's something that's been coming up in the comments on the channel. I think I saw it this weekend. Someone was saying, why do we...
And I'm going to tell you this. No one brings it down. It brings itself down. From what we've gleaned, from what we've seen in the past. These organizations bring themselves down. And he knows that. He's been in enough organizations to know that. You've seen 2 fall, maybe 3. The original school, then he went to I think he left that school, started maybe the House of David or something like that. One of them two schools, then went to the 12 tribe nations, and then started IUIC. And all of those things fell from within. Didn't need an outside source. You got to keep it tight within.
Continue with the name of Jesus Christ. Let me take it further by saying, I want to bet you were not born Nathaniel ben Israel. So if you've come to a point where you can change your name, why do we keep using the name Jesus Christ when we know? And
I think Ron Dalton let him slip and get out of there with that Isaiah 11:11. And now this dude is asking him, this brother's asking him, well, if you know Jesus Christ ain't his name. And y'all in your organization, all of y'all change y'all names. Anybody who's serious, anybody that's out there teaching, they have officially changed their name. And I think they gleaned that from the Nation of Islam. I don't know if they were doing that in the original school, but I could be wrong. I think that was gleaned from the Nation of Islam. But yeah, they changed their name. They get the white man's name off of them. They get the slave name off of them, and then said there's some Israel.
No, this was never the name of our Savior.
So he like, hey, this ain't the name of our Savior. You changed your name. Why you ain't changing the Messiah's name?
Very good. Get Isaiah 28 and verse 11. And Isaiah 28:11, Denano, precepts with 1 Corinthians 14:21. So I want all of y'all to write that down. 1 Corinthians 14:21 and Isaiah 28, verse 11. Go ahead.
The book of Isaiah, chapter 28, verse 11. For with stammering lips and another tongue will he speak to his people.
So God said he would speak to us with another tongue. Why? Because we would go into slavery and learn another language. Okay? So, Denano, many people say, oh, we know.
And that's what I'm saying about that Isaiah 20. I can't let it go by. Isaiah 28, 9 and 10. You saying that is teaching you how to read the Bible. And then in verse 11, it's telling you, I'm going to give it to you in a scattered tongue, in an unknown tongue. Well, not an unknown tongue, but with stammering lips, basically another language. It don't sound like it's making it easier for us. And if you read Isaiah 28, it's all judgment. It's all judgment. And I've never seen nobody quote verse 13. I haven't seen nobody break down verse 13. He's dancing around it like you don't see it there.
Jesus Christ isn't his name. You're right. Jerusalem isn't the name of Jerusalem. Judah is not the name of Judah. Peter is not the name of Peter either. But nobody got a problem with all of that. Jacob is not the name of Jacob. But they go, oh, you said Jesus. Oh, you have sinned. No, we haven't. We need everybody to understand who we're talking about. Like when I was in Kenya, PLO Lumumba asked me, he said, you use the name Jesus. I said, yeah. He said, you use the name Christ. I said, yeah. He says, what does Christ mean? I said, anointed. He said, okay. I said, if I stood on the street and said, the anointed says, repent for the kingdom is at hand, would the people understand? He stopped me. He said, I understand your point. He said, the point is people need to know who you're referencing. I said, right. Like if I call Peter Cephas, how many people would know Cephas? Cephas says this, what? Or with Paul, his name was Shaul, or Paala. If I say Paala, people go, who are you talking about? I'm talking about Paul. So read it again.
For with stammering lips and another tongue will he speak to his people.
So people get upset by that, but that's the prophecy. We learn in English, we teach in English. Our brothers in Portugal, they teach in Portuguese, they teach in Portuguese. Our brothers in Puerto Rico, they learn in Spanish, they teach in Spanish. Our brothers in Haiti, they speak Creole, they teach in Creole. And that's how we do it. And if people don't agree with that, just go.
If the goal is to teach, Bishop,
exactly. Where they gonna go
goal,
to? We don't need hostage.
Bishop, if the goal is to teach, where does the teaching start? Where does it end? Because we need to teach the people about the real names of these places, whether it's the name of the Messiah, the Savior, whether it's the name of the holy city, whether it's the name of the holy mountain or whatever rivers were back there. Whatever we need to teach, we need to teach. Why do we have to compromise on other things?
I'm going to show you. Now give me Zephaniah 3. I'm giving you scripture. Now, you can reject the scriptures if you want. I can't help you. I'm just
see now you can, I don't know if Bishop gonna be back on that show. You might have got off the reservation list, brother. You might have got off of his list of visitation spots, man. He may not mess with you no more, man. Because now you even trying to challenge him. Just let me come in here. Just let the bishop come in there and teach. And that's it. Let people ask a few questions. That's it. But not even you seeming, showing that, oh, you trying to come out and show your colors. You trying to take a little jab too.
I'm going to give you Bible.
And
Zephaniah 3.
And that's what I like about IUIC. That's what I like about Bishop Nathanyel. Always go back to the scriptures because we have no other reference, right? The Bible is our reference. And if you appreciate that, hit a like just for that because Bishop Nathanyel keeps going back to the scriptures. Carry on, Bishop.
Yes. That's why in John 10, give me that real quick, what Christ said, my sheep. This is why when you listen to us teaching, you got to listen carefully.
We got 2 more minutes,
John
y'all.
10, let me hear what verses? Let me hear verse 1.
John chapter 10 and verse 1. Verily, verily, I say unto you, he that entereth not by the door into the sheepfold, but climbeth up some other way, the same is a thief and a robber.
Jump down to where it says, my sheep hear my voice, and strangers they will not follow. Find me that one in there.
Verse 27. My sheep hear my voice, and I know them, and they follow me.
So when we go, like in America, we'll say, you black people are Israelites. Are all black people in America Israelites? No, because some of them got Chinese fathers, some of them got white fathers. We know that. So in Papua New Guinea, Polynesian Islands, when we say you guys are Israelites, are they all Israelites? No. Some of them have Chinese fathers. Some of them got Japhetic fathers. So guess who's going to come? Read it one more time. These are the ones that's going to repent. Read.
My sheep hear my voice, and I know them, and they follow me. Read. And I give unto them eternal life, and they shall never perish, neither shall any man pluck them out of my hand.
And we stand on what Christ said. We don't stand on what any Negro says. We're always going to stand on what Christ, the Black Messiah, says. Okay? Thank you.
All praise. All right, y'all, man. We'll see y'all on the next one. Shalom.